Hey there, folks. Welcome back to You Kidding, right? Everyone like, subscribe, comment, and share. What have we here? Well, yet again, some boy has been allowed to be on a girls' sports team and has grievously injured a girl. So let's take a look at this. This was published by Riley Gaines, who is awesome. And I wanted to start here because if you're not following Riley Gaines on Twitter, here she is. So go and give her a follow. And also, she provides us with some information so that we can raise our voices to push back against some of this lunacy. It says, it's reported that male player number 2 for Swampscott knocked the teeth out of a female player. Knocked her teeth out. Males are allowed to play on female teams in Massachusetts because of the Equal Play Act. And she put it in quotes. I'm putting it in quotes. It's not equal. Boys have a physical advantage over girls. They do. It's just a fact. So it is not equal if the boys are advantaged by being boys. This is the town where NCAA president and past governor Charlie Baker lives. Care to comment? And you have your @CharlieBakerMA. So if you want to let Mr. Baker know what you think of boys playing on girls' teams, there you go. There you have it. Raise your voice. Let Baker know that we don't like this shit. Okay, now, so let's take a look at the story. Here we go. I'm just going to move myself up here so we can see that. It says, trans field hockey player knocks teeth out of female competitor. And if you are thinking, why didn't I show you the video? Well, because this is YouTube and they will probably age restrict it. So I don't want to be bothered with that. It's horrific enough. I also just don't want to hear that poor child screaming, because apparently you can hear her screaming after her teeth are knocked out. Before we get into the article, I want to mention a couple things. One is that this is not being covered by mainstream media. I heard about it from Riley Gaines. It's not in the Times. It's not in the Washington Post. It's simply a local matter. But it is a local matter of international import, because boys being allowed to be on girls' teams is an international issue. It's happening all over the world. And girls, as a result, are not only losing opportunities to be on the team, because if that spot was taken by a boy, there is a girl who did not get it, but they're also injuring girls and injuring women. And I think that's the point. I think the point of this is to reinforce male dominance publicly and without consequences. I think the goal is to injure women and girls with impunity. And the larger message to women is, if you assert yourself, if you think that you can be physically dominant, we will show you that that is impossible. And we will make sure that you never forget. Think of it this way. There was only one girl who had her teeth knocked out, but all of the other girls on the field, or all the other people on the field, were girls. What did that say to her teammate? What did it say to the teammates of the boy? And apparently, the girls on the boys' team cheered when they saw how grievously injured this other young woman had been by this boy. Now, what does that tell you? It tells you that there are a lot of misogynist women who love the idea of hiding behind a more dominant, violent man. And they love the idea that other women will get taken down by this man. Why did she get taken down? Because she opposed him. Why are the other girls safe? Because they did not oppose him. I wonder if that boy is being allowed to change in the girls' locker room with those girls. I bet he is. So those girls are being used as validation objects for this boy's mental illness and for his fetish. They are being turned into fetish objects, not just by the boy, but by all of the adults who allow it. All of the adults who did not yank their daughters off that team and say, oh, hell no, not you. We will find you another field hockey team or another school or whatever the hell, but not you. But apparently, not a whole lot of parents did that because there are still girls on the team. So instead of protecting their daughters, they caved to the woke, and they caved to the people who want to use their daughters as sex objects for that boy. It's disgusting. And the school officials are also complicit. It is utterly disgusting. It is disgusting what is happening in our society and how women and girls, and it's complete mask off, no pretense, how women and girls are being told by these acts that the only value that you have is as a validation object for some crazy violent man. All right, so again, as I said, this is a local matter. It's only being covered by the local press and Riley Gaines with international import, but because of Twitter, it's now internationally known. So here we go. Trans field hockey player knocks teeth out of female competitor. And it says here, a female high school athlete was severely injured when a boy who identifies as a girl on the opposing team hit her in the face. It happened during a field hockey match between Dighton Rehoboth and Swampscott. You can watch the video below. We will not be watching the video below because it's YouTube, so you know. Now you might be thinking, well, it's field hockey, and so if anybody hit that ball hard enough and it connected with the girl's face at the proper angle, she could have experienced the same injury. Possibly. Except we're talking about a teenage boy. And teenage boys are much stronger than teenage girls. So while it's possible that a teenage girl could have hit the ball with a great deal of force, she could not have hit it with the same force that a teenage boy could have hit it with. And it's hard to knock teeth out. So I'm saying that while it is possible, it is unlikely. The other thing is that he shouldn't have been there in the first place. There's no reason for that boy to be on the team except woke. And this is why woke has to go. And the woke politicians also have to go. So Swampscott's team includes a boy who thinks he's a girl. He took a shot at the net and smashed the ball into a female competitor's face. She collapsed onto the field in pain. Massachusetts Family Institute condemned the male athlete's actions. That's awesome. You can condemn his actions, but they also need to hold every single adult responsible. His parents, the school officials, the governing bodies for high school athletics in the state of Massachusetts. They need to go after all of them. Now, there's a little addendum, a coda, if you will, regarding the Swampscott team. Check this out. Swampscott principal comes out as transgender. Aha! So, the principal of the Swampscott school is a man who pretends to be a woman. And hold on, that is distracting me. So I'm just going to move me down. Is it going to move? There we go. Okay. Now, so this is back from 2018, it says. On Tuesday, February 6th, principal of Stanley Elementary School in Swampscott publicly came out as transgender. So, we have a highly placed school official who is an opposite sex impersonator. It tells us quite a bit. Check this out. This brave move has brought an immense outpouring of support from all over. I bet it didn't. I bet there are people who are indifferent, people who are like, oh, interested for a second, people who are outraged about this kind of ridiculous bullshit, and people who are thrilled to pieces. But I think that the people who are thrilled to pieces were probably very few. And I think that teachers who want to keep their jobs said they were happy about it. But who knows? They're just diplomatic. Doesn't mean they're being truthful. It says, in recent years, many professionals have broken through the barriers and come out to their colleagues and the world. Come out as what? An autogynephile with an uncontrollable sexual fetish? Why does anybody need to regard that favorably? Why does anyone need to regard that as anything other than information that one does not need? Why are this man's proclivities to be lauded? They're not to be. It's all bullshit. Let's keep going. Check this out. Among these are many government officials. We have 7 openly gay members of Congress right now. You notice the forced teaming of trans and gay. Trans and gay are not the same thing. Gay is same-sex attracted. Trans, if you're talking about not a gynephile, means that these individuals are primarily attracted to themselves. You notice the difference, right? And they're attracted to a fantasy version of themselves that doesn't exist. Gay people are actually attracted to real people, okay? Not the fantasy of themselves in their mind. For the love of God. All right, let's keep going. Gay and trans, not the same thing. We're not going to read this whole thing because it's long and it's stupid. So it says, since coming out recently, Principal Daniels has received an array of different reactions, ranging from full support to outright anger. Many students, teachers, and parents from the community have expressed their support. Of course, yeah, sure. Most of them didn't give a shit. Others in the community have not been so accepting, nor should they be. Someone deciding to act out their sexual fetish 24/7 and at work is not good news. It's not good news for the mental health of the individual, nor is it good news for the professionals who are going to have to deal with him. It ain't good for nobody. It's all bullshit. Okay. So he said, I didn't have my story straight because I had a matter of hours. Is he going to be wearing a dress? Do I have to deal with this? Nobody should have to deal with it. It's nobody's business, honestly. And I also think that one should not cross-dress in a professional setting. I think it is entirely inappropriate. I know that there are those of you who disagree with me. That's fine. You can disagree with me. But that is what I think. I think men cross-dressing at work is unacceptable. So the Triton community, on the other hand, has shown full support for Daniels and all members of the Alphabet Mafia community. I think it's a courageous and very important decision. It's not courageous if you're going to lose your job. If this guy knows that people who don't approve are going to lose their job or lose tenure or be demoted or whatever, it's not courageous. It is an act of dominance. He is showing his dominance. That is what it is. It is nothing else other than that. So, I cite this to give context for this that we've seen, that this boy being allowed on the girls' field hockey team and his ability to behave as a predator with impunity. That's what it's all about. It is about impunity. It is about dominance. Make no mistake. There is nothing else in this except domination of women and also of the larger society. But mainly, it is directed at women. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Please give Riley Gaines a follow. And also, let this Charlie Baker dude know what you think. I will see you in the next video. And until then, stay strong, ladies.